Well, happy Sunday. Two things to start with. First, you might notice this lovely shirt, which is a violation of many copyrights, but I think it's pretty darn cool. I got the Adidas shell tops to go with them, and now I've got my Run TFC shirt. A bunch of enterprising fans were selling them outside of Gate 3 yesterday. They've been doing that for a few games in order to raise money for banners and tifos up in BMO Field Section 109. So if anybody is looking for the Run TFC shirt, check those guys out outside of every TFC home game in front of Section 3. They're the guys wearing the Adidas shell tops, the bowler hats, and the big gold chains, so check them out. The second thing, obviously, is the game yesterday. Looking at the Toronto Star today, Chris Young says, postseason hopes fade with draw, and hey TFC, fat lady is warming up. He's talking about the playoffs, of course, but isn't that a little premature, don't you think? I said on the blog on Friday that TFC is going to need some help, obviously, to make the MLS playoffs this year, and it's not going to be easy, and dropping 2 points yesterday didn't actually help matters. But on the flip side, now that they're in such a dogfight, they're again going to rely upon the help of others to actually get ahead. And yesterday we had some good and we had some bad and we had some so-so. Good, I saw New England lose to Philly yesterday. The Red Bulls, who frankly TFC can't catch now after dropping those 2 games to them home and away, beat San Jose. That helped TFC. Unfortunately, Kansas City went into Los Angeles and shut them out. And Colorado beat Houston yesterday as well. So those were bad things for Toronto. So-so was Seattle beating Chicago. Chicago didn't gain any ground on us, but Seattle did. So, again, there was some good, there was some bad, and there was some indifferent yesterday. Good, bad, and indifferent in the game. Good, I thought, was Ty Harden. I thought the big issue, and again I mentioned this in my pregame notes, the big issue on this weekend was going to be how TFC was going to get by without Nana Adekora teaming up with Adrian Can in the center back position. TFC had only managed to win 1 game this season without those two anchoring the central defense, and unfortunately that record continues. However, Harden, who's actually a pretty big boy, I haven't really got to see much of him this season because of injury, obviously, looked pretty decent. Did a good job of keeping that pretty high-octane attack of RSL, 2 goalposts notwithstanding, in check for the most part. And considering how good RSL has been, particularly in the last few weeks, like going into Mexico City this week past at Cruz Azul and scoring 4 goals, if you can believe it, against one of the best teams in all of CONCACAF, pretty darn good side, right? Offensively, we kept them off the score sheet, so that was pretty good. Indifferent, I thought, was obviously our lack of punch up front. Preki did something a little different. He started Di Rosario in an out-and-out striker position with Mista yesterday. At the half, he subbed O'Brien White on to go up top with Mista and move D-Ro into what I call the Dennis Bergkamp role, slipping in right in behind the midfield, right in behind the strikers, I should say. Again, not much love there. TFC was very indifferent going forward yesterday. Maicon and Barrett, who were really rounding in the form nicely before they both picked up injuries, were really missed yesterday. I really believe that. Maicon, according again to Chris Young in the Star, is about a week away. Barrett, we're looking at anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks. Again, he tweaked his hamstring for the second time when he got pulled off last week, so it really remains to be seen how that's going to go. And they're going to be missed. 3 other players are going to be missed as well, which I think makes the Ty Harden thing yesterday that much important, that much more important, I should say. With no D-Ro, no Nana, and no De Guzman for the next 2 games, they're going to be, of course, playing for the Canadian national team in friendlies in Toronto and Montreal against Peru and Honduras, respectively. It's going to be really, really difficult for TFC offensively to get going. Hopefully Maicon and maybe a little surprise from Barrett and maybe some more positive play from Mista might actually make a big difference in those 2 away games against Dallas and in DC. Now, Chris Young is saying that the fat lady is clearing her throat. And he might be right, he might be wrong. I really think, with all due respect to him and to a lot of the naysayers out there, it's a little early to actually say that TFC is toast right now when it comes to the MLS playoffs. Where are we? 27 points on 21 games. The conventional wisdom is you need upwards of 40 points to have a fighting chance at the playoffs. There's 6 away and 3 home games remaining in the league. 4 wins. It's going to come down to 4 wins. It's going to come down to 4 wins and maybe a draw or 2 in there. So getting results out of 6 of the next 9 games is going to be tough, but it's not out of the realm of possibility. But more than anything else, it comes down to the mystery of the ages in my book. Why is TFC so bad on the road? Why have they been only able to get 4 points out of, I think, 30 points on the road so far this season? And that's the mystery of the ages. Can Preki solve those woes on the road? Can TFC find a way to grind out results that are probably not going to be offensive jams, that are probably not going to be very pretty? They're going to be gritty, tough games. You've got teams, again, all the teams I mentioned earlier: New England, San Jose, Colorado, Houston, Kansas City, Seattle, Chicago. All those teams are in exactly the same boat as Toronto is. Some slightly better, some slightly worse, but they're all fighting for those 3-4 playoff spots as well. So it's going to be very, very tough. It's doable, but it all comes down to that million-dollar question. Can Preki find a way to help TFC win on the road and pick up those points? Because there aren't enough home games left. Even if TFC runs the table, there aren't enough home games left to do the job. So he's got to find a way to do it on the road. Can he? Maybe. Maybe not. I think it remains to be seen. But I think, again, with all due respect to the naysayers out there, it's going to take another few games for that determination to be truly made. It's a little early and a little premature to be writing them off as of yet. They didn't make things easier for themselves yesterday, but they didn't make it that much worse for themselves either. All they have is one less game's worth of space, or a window, I should say, to actually, do what they need to do to win. So there you have it. The next game, of course, is away in Dallas next weekend. I'll have another video blog up at the end of the game then. And I'll have lots of stuff up this week as well, including something that I thought about yesterday, which is why haircuts and bad haircuts in soccer, to a small degree anyway, are holding back the sport in North America. Yes, I'm actually going to go there. I'm going to be talking about haircuts on the blog. So you guys have a great week, and we'll talk to you Saturday. Cheers.